Well, good afternoon, Jules. A miracle has occurred. We,
Hallelujah.
we, I'd say we've done it. We started it. Jules has had a power cut up north, but
Aye.
that's been sorted out. And I locked myself out and I've been sitting in the porch for 2 hours. But apart from that, everything is
Yes.
tickety boo.
Welcome to care in the community. Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got bingo at 5 o'clock, so we've got to finish early with our tea and biscuits. Right.
absolutely.
So we
So,
got a lot to talk about. Jonathan Rea, we promised, didn't we?
and we should, we
Yeah,
really should give him his due.
dead right. Good weekend for beers and sitting down and watching because we've got MotoGP in Barcelona, we've got World Superbike at Magny-Cours, and we have British Superbikes at Donington Park. We've also had quite a few messages and queries, so
Oh, good.
I would do my best to attempt to open my phone and read them out, and we can talk about them. Here we go. Yes, there we go. I
You
think.
can do that. Well done, sir.
Well, that's a miracle in
I,
itself.
I, I'm not sounding at all condescending.
No, right. Comments from last week. PDC Red 3 days ago said, "Love your content, chaps." Well,
Oh, that's
thank you very much indeed. That's really nice.
all,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
good so far.
KRTT 750 5 days ago said, "You guys are fun." Well,
That sounds like an American name, doesn't it?
it does. XRGH Balsara 5 days ago, 11:02. That's me. I'm the guy from India who corresponds with you on social media. My two daughters are ecstatic that the old man got an anonymous mention. Well, there we go.
Always happy to help another old man out with the offspring.
Yeah, that's
you know,
we're good at helping old men out because that's exactly what we are. Right.
solidarity, I say. Yeah.
David East, 1947, 2 days ago. Hi, guys. Love the pod. I've been a close family friend of the Dixons since 1967. I now live in Australia and formed the Jake Dixon fans group in 2019. How do you think Jake will fare in World Superbike in the factory Honda team?
Well, Jake can ride a superbike. We know this, don't we? He's very
We
fast.
certainly do. Yeah, yeah,
I think it's a good career move for him,
yes.
obviously, because there ain't much money if you're struggling round the bottom end of the team structure in Moto 2.
Correct.
The Honda, I'm not going to say that the Honda Superbike has improved vastly, but Hondas are putting effort in everywhere. You put yourself in with a chance of a ride in the 8 hour on a good bike. I can see lots of positives. And who else have they got? They've got Ikalaquona, haven't they, Honda?
Yes, yeah.
Again, you see, basically, Alberto Puig, who is on the decision-making path there, just historically and pathologically does not reckon superbike riders, career superbike riders. He will always look to the Grand Prix paddock.
Right.
Always.
And we've seen Grand Prix winners such as Jake from Moto2, like Sam Lowes, go back to World Superbike or go to World Superbike and perform well. So I would imagine he will do very well indeed. Sad to see a Brit leave the paddock, but we're on to that subject in a couple of weeks' time with Neil McKenzie, so we won't keep on about that, but it will be very sad to see Jake go because he's a very, very talented Moto2 rider and a Grand Prix winner.
He goes as a winner, a pole man, a multiple, rostrum man. Hardly goes without having achieved anything.
Yeah.
And a good advert for BSB.
Yeah. Oh, well, we wish him well. We will miss him. Right. Naveen Panwar, 46, 5 days ago. Usually hard work beats talent, but when talent decides to hard work, then it's over for others. That's Mark Márquez, said by Casey Stoner in Austria.
Yes.
When he was at the Austrian Grand Prix. Well, as always, Casey says it right, doesn't he?
And in a few words, Casey thumps home a proper truth, doesn't he, there?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Márquez, you think think of the talent and no work, and I suppose the extreme example is Anthony Gobert.
Yeah, and there's been a few, hasn't there?
There's been more than a few.
Yeah, but Anthony Gobert was an unbelievable talent, wasn't he?
God, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get it, and I always sort of think it's like the analogy of, maybe because my dad was an academic and I was around universities a lot. You know, you're the brightest kid in the class, and you end up at a good university, and suddenly everybody's bright. You know, I might actually have to do some work.
That's right. Yeah. Right, we got one more because it's gone off the screen now, but I am going to look at this. My golly, you should be proud of me, George.
I'm massively impressed.
Right, Barry Rose, 4850, 5 days ago. Can you set the 2-minute timer to an hour 36 minutes? Never went so fast.
That is
I don't know if all is going to agree with you about that.
No, I think we generally get about 38 minutes out of the software we use.
Unless we have power cuts or lock ourselves out.
Or I make a cock up on the settings or something, which I also have done.
Yeah.
And then our superior being, Rich, magically transforms it into something watchable.
Yeah.
And we try and deliver about 38 minutes, just under.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Couple of time for a couple of pints if we were in the pub.
And again, back to the academic, my dad, a standard university lecture is about 45 minutes.
Right.
And my dad always said, you've only got 20 minutes to get anything inside their bloody skulls anyway. Because that's when you can that's for how long you can concentrate properly.
Dead right. Right, Jonathan Rea, this is your forte, Jules. The figures suggest to me, looking very much from the outside to the inside in World Superbikes, he is the greatest ever. True?
Well, by the numbers.
Yeah.
There's no argument. 119 wins, 6 consecutive world championships, and the record for everything from poles to podiums to fastest laps.
Right.
Over 5,000 points. You know, he is, if it's numbers you want, turn to Jonathan. Right. Was Carl Fogarty a greater champion? I don't know.
This is Carl Fogarty, we forget this, is 25 years ago, isn't it? 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different era completely, but we forget that.
I would say that, you know, Fogarty, obviously, up against Scott Russell, Aaron Slight, etc., had serious competition. Jonathan Rea, there was a period when I didn't really know whether he had serious competition or not. And then there are other periods when I know he damn well did. You know, very serious competition. But what he was so professional. He once said, I think, he understood the recipe you needed. You needed to have the talent and the work you were talking about. You needed a crew that were the same way.
Which he had. With
Perry Reaver leading it, the Spanish Supersport racer. And you needed the bike, of course. And his championships are all with Kawasaki. The only Japanese factory that really cared deeply about the World Superbike Championship, not in Grand Prix anymore, and the homologation road bike was changed regularly to keep it, to keep it at the top. Sure. And Jonathan rode it brilliantly.
Yeah.
So it was the perfectly planned assault, and nobody, not even factory Ducati, could kick a hole in him for long. And because before that, he was on a Honda, runner-up in the World Supersport Championship, and runner-up in BSB, I think, on Hondas.
Yeah.
And then he spent a while in World Superbike, before going to Kawasaki, crashing quite a lot because the Honda was about as competitive as it is now.
Right.
And he ended up on the floor too much through trying to make it do things it didn't want to, basically. And that's when, and we forget, Nick, it was during that period with Honda, before he had a world title, that he had his couple of Grand Prix rides.
Yes, well, of course, I can talk about them. I remember them well, and I got to know Johnny quite well at the show, the motorcycle show.
Yes.
And I used to joke with him, saying, "When you come into MotoGP," which I said to everybody, probably fed up to the teeth of me saying it. And then he did arrive. He came in 2012, didn't he, to replace Casey Stoner, was injured or ill, but perhaps a little bit of both. And he finished 7th in Aragon and 8th in Misano. And I tell you what, if he was ever going to make the move, if Honda would have offered him a decent MotoGP bike, perhaps he would have gone then.
Perhaps. And I mean, those rides, that 8th in Aragon, 7th in Aragon, wasn't it? And 8th in Misano.
7th in Aragon, yeah.
7th in Aragon. And he made it look really quite effortless. Imagine now, Nick, imagine a rookie, a Moto Grand Prix rookie, coming in as a replacement rider and finishing well within the top 10.
Yeah, but I don't think it would happen now, do you?
No.
And he had a rather busy time of it at the time, because he had the Suzuka 8-hour race, the Superbike race, and a MotoGP.
All within he was on 3 different bikes and 3 different tyres, I think on 3 different weekends,
Wow. One in Japan, one in Spain, and I don't know where the World Superbikes was. I
can't remember.
The next weekend, but yeah.
Somebody told me, I don't know whether it was Jonathan, somebody told me that one of his Japanese engineers said, Johnny-san, we have more fairings in the truck.
Brilliant.
The data may have said that he was riding, I'm not saying conservatively, but obviously within the capabilities, and he certainly didn't want to mess up his 8-hour or his World Superbike.
No, dead right.
Neither did he want to look a mug on a Moto Grand Prix bike. And
no, he certainly didn't do that.
I put this as being clever. Balancing his absolutely beautifully judged.
Yeah. And probably retirement in the same vein, I think, don't you?
Completely. And he had that crash with a really nasty foot injury.
Yeah.
That took a long way, and you think, and we saw Jorge Lorenzo go to this, remember Lucio Cecchinello talking about things, there's many riders that, you stop bouncing after a horrible high-speed crash, your knees are hurting, your shoulders killing you, your neck's cricked, you've lost skin off your backside or whatever, and you stand up in the gravel pit and go, why? The bloody hell am I still doing this?
That's right.
That's great. Jorge and Aston, that horrible high-speed head-standing crash scared us all to death. Cecchinello, I think he said it was when it was going down the grass next to the Armco at Suzuka.
Really?
After, who was it? It was Perugini, I think, had stuck him on the grass.
Yeah.
What? And next weekend, back in Europe, he had his helmet run over. When he crashed, there's a tyre mark across his helmet. And he's looking at it back in the paddock thinking, 6 inches lower, that's my neck. I think, why am I doing this? I've won Grand Prix.
So he became a team manager of a very, very successful MotoGP winning team.
And with Jonathan, he hasn't said it explicitly, but I remember Barry Sheen saying it after the second big the Silverstone accident.
Yeah.
The accident, you're hurt, you've got pain, but you're aware of the work ahead.
It's ahead,
for the rehab. And that's the daunting, depressing, oppressive.
Just a couple more things about Jonathan, because he comes from an area known for the most famous road races in the world, the Dunlops and everybody else on that part of Ireland. He never raced on the roads, did he? Rather like Jeremy McWilliams, who never raced on the road until very recently.
Yes.
Yeah. And he got the MBE, didn't he? He's been awarded.
Quite rightly too.
Well, very much so.
I mean, he
and
went
almost the BBC Sports Personality of the Year, but they weren't going to let a motorcycle rider win that, were they?
No, I don't go for the conspiracy theories.
No.
2017, that was. Now,
Was
the
it?
Beeb are forever changing how they select people, trying to, always trying to keep the conspiracy theorists and whingers quiet, which is a waste of time, let the idiots.
Of course, that's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Whinge.
if I remember correctly, that year, they were they went regional. They wanted a Welshman or woman, they wanted a Scot, and they wanted English, obviously, and Ulster.
Yeah.
Now, the assumption being, of course, that Rory McIlroy the golfer, would probably be
the Ulster one.
The Ulster. And he had a year that can only be described as horrible, dire, hardly
like my attempts at golf.
Yeah, hardly hit a green, let alone a trophy. Got the trophy. So they scanned around. Oh, of course, Johnny. And what then happened is all of Ulster votes for Jonathan Rea.
Well, that's right. And be a great loss. I think, again, looking from the outside inside, he's probably doing exactly the right thing. And what an ambassador for the sport. What a great rider. And I'm sure he'd be about, don't you, doing something.
He's too... I always think of Jonathan Rea as the first thing that comes to mind is intelligent.
Yeah.
Not just cunning like on most riders, but clever, calculating in the best possible way.
Yeah.
And he was also, let's not forget, quite willing to stick his neck out when it mattered. But that was always in that calculating way. It had to be for the win or the last lap before you saw him do anything moderately, make to startle you. 8-hour winner, I would have loved to have seen him in Grand Prix, but
yes, I would. But there we go.
There we go. We all understand why these things don't happen.
That's it. Well, we wish him well, and I wish him happy retirement. As I say, I think we will see him around. Right, back to another world champion, and probably a man that's going to, probably, almost definitely going to win the world title again this year. Back to winning ways. Marc Márquez, Catalan Grand Prix, Barcelona, 175 points in the lead, 7 successive sprint and GP wins in a row. And a long shot, but he could actually take the title at Misano. And I'm happy to say the good doctor's coming on next week to talk about people who have won the title and at what stage of the season.
This is what we need.
Can anybody beat him? He hasn't won in Barcelona since 2019, but rather a lot's gone on in his life during that time, hasn't it?
It has. And low grip track again. Going to be hot, apparently. So it's going to be slippy and slidey and nasty. You rather think he's going to win again. So 7 doubles on the trot means he hasn't been off the top step of the podium since Silverstone.
Silverstone, that's it. And really, season-wise, that's his only real proper hiccup, wasn't it, Silverstone?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that should have been won by Quartararo, not his teammate won. Pecco won, didn't he, when Quartararo's ride height device did what they damn things do.
That's right. And, of course, we saw Bezzecchi go so well at Silverstone, and the Aprilias are coming stronger all the time. And Jorge Martin, we spoke about his magnificent ride in Hungary. He's coming back. And it'd be nice for the championship, nice for us all, if he could challenge Mark before the end of the season, wouldn't it? For a race win.
Not just me, Nick. I'll speak for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
For once with confidence, that we'd all be utterly delighted to see Jorge Martin back up, right up the sharp end.
Yeah. He's one hell of a rider, and he has been battered, absolutely battered,
And he's good round Barcelona.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Quickly, Pecco Bagnaia didn't exactly blow the doors off it round Hungary.
But he did, but he's very good in Barcelona, isn't he?
And the noises coming out of his camp after that race were actually properly optimistic. they did what, it's like the old days. I'm thinking of Carl Fogarty trying to win on the Honda in Superbike.
Yeah.
Or Jerry Burgess's gunpowder setting when nothing is going right. And they throw a stupid idea at the thing.
Yeah.
And it works. And this is what it sounds like has happened with Pecco.
Wow.
And it sounds like a chassis geometry or right after or something, because he said it was centimetres, not millimetres. In other words,
a massive change, yeah.
And it seems to have unlocked something.
Well, we will see.
That's the story that's coming out. I don't know. Obviously, we have no idea exactly what it's about, but I'm definitely buying that a radical setup step did something positive at the Balaton ring. Will that transfer?
The proof of the pudding is in the eating, and that will be
again, back to the old scientific research. It ain't, if you have a finding that cannot be repeated by other people, you don't have a finding.
Barcelona, wonderful place, wonderful city, fabulous circuit, always a great race. 2009, Rossi and Lorenzo, I suppose, one of the great last laps, but certainly great last bends in the 76 years.
The last couple of laps.
Oh my golly. Yeah.
It had been a typical Barcelona procession up to then.
Yeah.
Everybody just, here's the lap time you do if you want to have any tyres left.
Yeah, and then
then pull the pin. Just one of the great. This harks back to what we were saying not long ago. The old "who came third, who gives the monkeys."
Yeah. That last bend. I would say there's Márquez, I'd say, would probably be able to do it. Certainly Rossi was able to do it.
Yeah.
Not many others. The absolute 100% risk. Everything just thrown to the wind, wasn't it?
It was try and think of a more audacious manoeuvre in recent years.
Yeah.
I can think of the calculated manoeuvres, like say the ones that Dovizioso would put on Márquez, which that was the Jonathan Rea style, calculating brain at work. Rossi's move on Lorenzo was.
And he repeated it against Stoner, didn't he? At Laguna Seca, going into the corkscrew.
Yes. Which he wouldn't get away with nowadays.
No, he'd have been
he'd have been doing a
long laps and things coming up and flashing on the screen.
But it was it was a course-cutting move, effective.
Yeah.
But hey, things were a little more rough and ready, even that short period of time ago.
Many happy memories of Barcelona. Loris Capirossi winning 2003, was it, when Ducati's first win in the MotoGP class? And I went to Barcelona before the Olympics Games was in 1992. There's this city and airport which seemed very much like anywhere else. And I went to Montjuic Park, went to the races there, and I came back in 92. But the whole city had completely changed, the road structures, the airport, everything for the Olympic Games. And just to throw in for goodwill, they built a new circuit as well, didn't they? I mean, it was an amazing transformation of an incredible city. And we've seen some great races there. And of course, last year it was the last race of the season, wasn't it? Because it replaced Valencia with those terrible floods.
Indeed. I always remember my old colleague, Mr. Moody, who was a useless cyclist in his youth, always mentioned that the circuit was first used, I think, for the team pursuit or something in the 92 Olympic cycle.
Oh, right, yeah.
So and you're absolutely right. I mean, historically, sociologically, whatever, in the modernisation of Spain, post the dictatorship of Franco, that Olympics was
It changed the city, and then consequently changed the country. But the city completely changed. Yeah.
One of the world's great cities was effectively revitalised.
Yeah, it was. That was a very, very good word. Yeah, yeah. Golly, and I've been there so many times for testing,
Yeah.
for photo shoots, Formula One. One year I was not very popular with the Williams team, so the year Jack Villeneuve won the Formula One World Championship and Mick had won the 500s, and I forget who won the World Rally Championship, but I organised at great expense for all three of them to come, and the idea was Mick was going to drive the Williams Formula One car, Villeneuve's car, which he did. Villeneuve was going to ride Mick's 500 Honda, which he was desperate to do, but Williams wouldn't let him. They thought it might hurt himself. Well, Mick did. I think it was £90,000 worth of damage to the Williams car at one point. And you imagine I was called up by Frank Williams and asked who'd organise this whole scheme. Didn't go down very well at all. But yeah, Mick drove a Formula One car. He's never forgotten that. And always thanks.
I can imagine.
Poor old Jack Villeneuve, he was desperate to ride the 500 Honda, but they wouldn't let him. No. Right, World Superbikes.
Nick, quickly.
Yes.
Regular question we all get is, what's the best Grand Prix to go to first time you travel? Now, Barcelona is the easiest.
It's brilliant. Fly there.
Everybody flies to Barcelona every 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can get on the train to within, I think it's a mile of the circuit.
A mile, of the circuit.
And you can walk from there. Facility, everything is great. It's a great circuit, fabulous atmosphere. Yeah, I won't say it's my favourite circuit, but to get to and everything that surrounds it, and you're in a great city to socialise as well. I think it's a perfect Grand Prix to go to.
And it's the easiest for your first trip. Yeah. If you're going solo,
I remember you and Toby taking me home one Sunday evening. I booked in Donna booked me in the airport hotel. I was going home in the morning. You got the flight out that night. I remember sitting in the hotel all on my own, eating my meal, thinking, "God, why didn't I get the flight home on Sunday night?"
Again, you see, you can be home for work, can't you?
Oh, you can. You could do it for a weekend, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could go out Friday night and you can't get out Sunday night.
Yep.
And you don't have to hire a car. You can do it on the train.
Yep.
There's a
Stay
train
in the
from the
centre
airport
of town.
into the centre of town.
Yep.
Then from the centre of town to, I forget where you go to.
Montmello, which is the...
that's right, yeah.
Which is the name the Spanish riders always use for the track.
This was the circuit. It was the original... I think it was the original name for the circuit, was it? Yeah.
No idea.
No on me. Right, Magny-Cours. I have only been there once for a motorcycle race, and that was a Grand Prix. We'll talk about that in a minute. One Grand Prix, but many times for Formula One and Formula One testing. But I'm sure you know a lot more about Magny-Cours than me, Jules.
No, I don't, because I've never been.
No. Well, there we go.
It wasn't on the calendar when I was doing World Supers.
Yeah.
So it is. It's not I always resented it for taking the ball off Ricard.
Of course, yeah.
And Toprak and other people's crashes recently have made me a little windy about them.
Yeah. It's a strange circuit. And
it is, isn't it?
It's not in the middle of nowhere, but it's, and it can be scorching hot there as well. I've been there when it's been, and big thunderstorms, I remember. Yeah.
It's not a track that I get the impression some riders do like it.
Yeah.
But I think they are the rarities in the paddock.
Yeah.
And it's a relatively modern track, like Barcelona, but Barcelona, again, going back, Nick, is the exemplar of how to do it right if you're building a new racetrack.
Yeah. So 4 rounds to go. Toprak leads by 26 points from Beluga. I can never say his name right. Jonathan Rea has won there 9 times. Would you?
Well, I would guess he
likes it. Won there 8 times. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a 2-man race again, isn't it?
It is for the championship. Yeah,
it's Beluga. He's had a bad little run. And given what a machine Toprak is,
yes,
if you're a bookie, you're laying Toprak as the favourite, aren't you?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
you are.
wouldn't take that much to switch that around.
No, it wouldn't. We will talk about British Superbikes in a minute, but that's had a massive switch round by somebody being very consistent, isn't it? So it can change. I think as far as MotoGP goes, it'd be nice if Toprak came as the world champion, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And then I think I'll nip down the bookies that we just mentioned and get some money on Bulaga to be the champion next year when he's testing for
testing
Motor Grand Prix.
1992, the one and only motorcycle Grand Prix there. I remember it because I was media manager for Rothmans Honda then, and we gave the first Grand Prix ride to John Michel Bale in the 250cc class. Of course, he was Mr. World off-road, better than absolute champ, and he wanted to go and try a road race. Of course, a man of that caliber didn't go and ride in the French national meeting at Nogaro, did he? No. He came and rode in the French Grand Prix, I think in the 250cc
250,
class,
definitely 250.
Yeah, I can remember it well. And Rainey won the MotoGP, 500 race from Gardner and Kaczynski. So there we go. But,
and Bale did not make a jerk of himself.
No, he didn't. And then he came, and of course he got a works ride, didn't he, in the 500cc class? He never won a Grand Prix, did he? No, it was a shame.
He got on the podium in 250s, didn't he? And
yes, he did. Yeah.
Find me a better candidate for the best all-round motorcyclist we've seen. It's difficult to think of a better one.
I can't think of any MotoGP riders who could ride a motocross bike like he could.
I can think of plenty who could tell you they could ride.
Majority would tell you they could. Yeah, and I'd put Bradley Smith would be top of that list.
The 2-minute warning has just
gone
off, Nick.
So Donington, it's a great weekend. Get the beers in, watching the television. Donington Park, BSB, 72 points up for grabs. 2 points between Carl Ride and Bradley Ray, as I say. And then after that, it's the showdown, isn't it? That starts and they go to Assen.
That's for a future date. So we've got 4 sprint races, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Just a quick word about the Classic Manx. Great for the Manx Grand Prix. Everything went well, but then the weather came in and Formula One and Senior Classic were cancelled. But Michael Dunlop won the 250cc Classic, and I think he's got a full house of classes now, hasn't he? He's won absolutely everything that is going on the Isle of Man and keeps that unbelievable family name alive. So next week, well, just to tell you, we will be a day late next week. So the podcast will be coming out on Friday, not Thursday. Barcelona, Magny-Cours, Donington Park, and a little talk about the Bowl d'Or that is approaching fast. And there's only one person to talk about that. May I assure you, it's not me, it's Jules. And don't forget, the good doctor joins us once again, Dr. Martin Rains. So, Jules, your power's on. I'm not sitting in the porch. We've had a great time, haven't we?
As usual, Nick, it's 38 minutes very well spent. I hope you guys will agree.